Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing great today. Thanks so much for watching us, no matter when and where you're watching. We're so thankful for that. Thanks for making us part of your day. Harvest Church exists so that all people may know Jesus and grow with Him. We would love for you to like us, follow us, subscribe to us on the socials, harvest.247. That's Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Also go to harvest247.org. You can check us out there. And also if you want to give, you can do that there. We would be honored if you'd partner with us financially. And so we are in our final sermon series of our Fruit Inspector series today on self-control. You know, in our house, there's one thing that is greater than an atomic bomb. It's greater than anything, and that is cutting raw chicken. I mean, if we're going to cut raw chicken in our house, you would think that this is a massive disease. This is like anthrax level. This is like something that is going to kill us all, because we have a special cutting board for it, like a special knife for it. Nobody can move. Nobody can touch anything. Everything has to be clean. Like it's got to be cleaned with like the spray cleaner and then the soap cleaner and then with hot water. And I mean, it is like a major deal, like to the point where I don't even like to cut raw chicken in our house, because you would think that it's going to kill everyone, right? And we have to be protected from it. Now, that is very true. We don't want to get salmonella. I'm being a little dramatic, but not that dramatic. Just saying. Okay, so it's like, put on the hazmat suit. Everybody stop breathing, and we're going to cut raw chicken. But we all need protection from something, right? All of us do. Sometimes you need protection from your kids. You need to hide in the closet or something. I mean, you guys feel that? Sometimes you need protection from the person that keeps texting you. Oh my gosh. And it keeps blowing up. Or group text. Y'all love group text, right? Group text comes up, boom, 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 boom. And by the time you get to your phone, you can't even catch up. You don't even know what to say, because people have said it so many things. Maybe you need protection from that person you went on a date from. And now they want to marry you. And you don't want to marry them because you've only been on one date. Or sometimes you need protection from a crazy neighbor. Maybe it's a disease. Maybe it's the cold. Maybe it's sinuses. Who knows? We all need protection from something. Well, when we talk about self-control is kind of a protection mechanism. Let me show you Proverbs 25:28, and this is what Solomon writes. He says, "A man without self-control is like a city broken into and left without walls." So again, it's written by Solomon. It is descriptive. It is not prescriptive. He's just describing it. And this is the metaphor that he uses. He says, you are a city. The primary metaphor is that people are a city. And if we stripped away, which was, kind of like added later, the verse would read, a man is a city. So if we kind of took everything away, the way that it read back in the day is a man is a city. A city in Scripture was, outside of the flood narrative, was a city seen as negative. Many times a city is synonymous in Scripture with human flourishing. So in the flood narrative, a city is seen as negative. So let me clarify that. But it is synonymous in Scripture with human flourishing, especially a heavenly city. So thinking of cities, most cities in ancient urban life needed a military defense. Therefore, every city needs a wall for its protection, right? So you and I are a city, and our spirit is the city wall. The second metaphor in Proverbs 25:28 is that a man without self-control is like a city without walls, which is easily invaded. Therefore, self-control becomes the spirit of self-defense for our city. If we don't have self-control, we can be easily invaded. Therefore, this is why behind the need for self-control is our spirit. We got to have self-control to protect us from outside invaders. So, self-control is a defense mechanism, right? Self-control helps protect you. Self-control is your wall. And so I thought I would take some slogans for self-control, and I would do it from popular security system companies. Ready? So here's one for self-control that was derived from Vivint. A security solution for any time. right? So if self-control was going to be a slogan, one of its slogans would be a security solution for any time. If it was ADT, all right, if self-control was ADT, it would say a smarter and safer security for your life. If self-control was CPI, it would say customized security for your system. If self-control was basic security systems, it would say you can count on self-control. And if self-control was RSF security, it would say total security unless you compromise. So self-control is spiritual help for your protection. That's what it is. It's like the wall of your city. It helps protect from outside invaders. When you get tempted with something, self-control pops up and says, nope, this is the shield, this is the defense. When you want to lash back out at somebody for saying something about you, self-control is the wall that goes up that says, no, don't do it that way, don't say that, don't type that on Facebook, don't type that back in the text. That's self-control. When you're tempted by something to see it on the screen, self-control is the thing that pops up and says, no, not a great idea. You need to be protected from that outside invader. And so when we talk about self-control, we're talking about spiritual help for your protection. And why do we need spiritual help? After all, people are good, right? People are ultimately good. Well, here's what Paul writes in Romans 7:18 through 20. He says, for I know that nothing good dwells in me. So this is the Apostle Paul writing, okay? So if he doesn't have anything good in him, I definitely don't have anything good in me, and I know for sure y'all ain't got nothing good in y'all. So, for I know that nothing good dwells in me, that is, in my flesh. For I have the desire to do what is right, but not the ability to carry it out. For I do not do the good I want, but the evil I do not want is what I keep on doing. Now, if I do what I do not want, it is no longer I who do it, but sin that dwells within me. So that is pretty powerful. That's a pretty powerful indictment just on human beings in general. In this verse, Paul the apostle describes the tension that exists within us. I know what I want to do, and I know that I want to do the good thing, except for the fact that I don't have the power within me to actually carry the good thing out, because I have competing things within me. Right? So I want to do good, but I don't have the ability to do it. The issue comes down to self-control. Right? That's what the issue is. I know I shouldn't use the tone with my kids, but I keep on doing it when I get frustrated. I know I shouldn't run up my credit card bill, but that new thing, that new toy that came out, I gotta have it. I know I shouldn't eat after a certain time, but you know what, man? That bag of peanut M&Ms in there, and it sounds so good right now. I know I shouldn't watch this on the internet, but I'm kind of connected to it. I know I shouldn't jump to conclusions, but I do it anyway. I know I should get the other side of the story, but I like talking about him or her better. And I know I should forgive him or her, but you know what? It feels really good to hold a grudge and justify why I should. This is why we got to have self-control, because self-control is spiritual help for your protection. And self-control will help you protect yourself. It will. It's the walls on the city. It's the defense mechanism. It's the shield. If we can just pray for self-control, if we can just have self-control, it will protect us. So, how do we do that? Well, here's a couple things. This is kind of a step process, right? The first is recognizing that I'm the problem. If you want to know why that's the case or what scripture backs it up, James 1:13 through 14. The first step in self-control is recognizing I am the problem. He's not the problem. She's not the problem. Boss isn't the problem. We're going to end where we started. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. I got to get my mirror out and look in it and say, I am the problem. And I have to admit that and recognize that if I am going to make the relationship better, the work experience better, that I am going to have to put my shield up, my self-control up, and I'm going to have to exercise some of that because I'm ultimately the issue. When I recognize that, it's a first step to helping with self-control, because here's the deal. Self-control will help you protect yourself. The second thing we have to do is master our emotions. Self-control Emotions is like the thing that comes against self-control. Have you ever played Pac-Man? You know, and you got Pac-Man. Pac-Man's like self-control. The little ghost things, that is like emotions. They come after Pac-Man. Okay? And we have to recognize that we oftentimes have to master our emotions, because it's oftentimes our emotions that prevent us from exercising self-control. We get angry in the moment and jump to a conclusion and lash out. We get tired and depleted, so we're more willing to give in. We have a bad emotional day, so we want to get the bag of chips and eat them. All of those types of things are the things that work against our self-control. So we have to learn how to master our emotions. And part of that is understanding that all emotions are real, but some of them aren't true. So we have to understand the difference between real emotions and true emotions. We're going to feel everything, and everything we feel is going to be real. However, not everything we feel is true. And we have to be willing to master our emotions, because self-control will help you protect yourself. And the third thing is we have to depend on Jesus' power. Self-control is a fruit of the Spirit. If we're not walking step in step with the Spirit, we're not going to have self-control. We're not going to be able to exercise self-control. So we are going to have to depend on Jesus' power to find self-control, to exercise self-control, to have those walls and those defense mechanisms come up. And we're going to have to depend on Jesus' power, because here's the thing. We all need protection.